Hello and welcome to the Danish Woodsman. Today we're going to take a look at yet another knife, a knife which I showcased in my recent EDC video. So if you haven't seen that video, I highly recommend you do so when you are finished watching this one, hopefully. So the blade we are going to look at today is yet another Bark River knife. In this case we have before us here the Bark River JX4 Bushbat. But as usually, before we get to talk about the knife, let's quickly talk a bit about the sheath. And I will try to do this small review as fast as possible. It's not really a in-depth review, it's just my quick thoughts on the knife and to kind of give you a closer look at it. So the sheath is a classic Bark River pouch style sheath. It's made from high quality leather with some good stitching. On the back here we have the belt loop and Bark River logo, and down here we have a magnet integrated in the leather, which helps to keep the knife inside of the sheath, so it acts as a sort of extra retention. So that's actually quite a nice feature. The belt loop is quite big, so most belts would fit through here. With it being a Bark River sheath of this style, it obviously rides quite high on your hip. So if you don't like that, get Kydex, or you could attach a dangler through here, no problem. Bark River makes these sheaths, as I said, as a standard for most of their models, and they come in different sizes. I would guess this is a medium, which means that this sheath will fit multiple Bark River models, so it would fit obviously the JX4 and other blades in a similar size. And if you wish so, you can obviously wet mold it to fit this blade 100%. As I said with my JX5 video, be sure to not, when you put the knife in, be sure to be careful and don't poke a hole down here. The knife slid sort of upward towards the sheath when you put the knife in, because you will poke a hole right about here, and that's gonna suck. If you put the knife in with one hand, because as usual I'm holding the camera with the other, you can see that the sheath is ambidextrous, so the knife can be put in both ways. And secondly, you can see that the retention is okay. It's not coming out easily, it's not going anywhere. Obviously, if you're wearing it like this on your belt, it's not gonna go anywhere whatsoever, luckily. But yeah, that was the sheath. Let's take a look at the knife. Talk about the knife, and let's start with the specs. So yeah, this is made by Bark River, obviously, and it's made from A2 tool steel and has an overall length of just under 20 centimeters, so 19.7 centimeters from end of the handle to tip of the blade. And it has a overall blade length of 9.5 centimeters, so a medium-sized blade, not too big for EDC. With it being a Bark River, it obviously comes with a tremendous amount of handle combinations, which also makes the price on these vary very, very much, all the way from standard basic black canvas micarta to this one. I got quite a fancy handle. This is the most fancy handle I had of any of my knives, so this is some kind of gold and red blur, really nice. I like the look of it, but I could black canvas micarta would have been just as fine. So let's talk about the design of this knife. This knife actually has two designers, one for each part of the knife. So one person designed the handle and one person designed the blade. So the one who designed the handle is a knife designer called Shane Wink. Oh, that was the magnet from the sheath that caught the knife there. And we can actually see his logo here, or it says Shane Wink. So he designed this handle for one of his knives. I will throw a picture in the video. So he designed a sort of self-defense ceramic style knife with this handle, which after it was released, was reviewed by Chris Tanner for Prepare My 101, which is the logo. You can see here the eagle with the tomahawk and the knife. And he liked the handle so much and thought it was such a good design that he actually bought the rights to the handle. So he owned the handle design here, and he combined this handle with the blade profile from one of his own knife designs, which is the JX6, which I'll probably also throw a picture in the video so just so you guys can see. So Chris bought the design for the handle, and out of these two, Shane's handle design and Chris's blade design, came the JX4 Bushbat. So let's talk about the purpose of this knife. If you ask Chris Tanner, he will tell you that this is designed to be kind of a dual-all multi-purpose EDC blade, because at one hand you have this almost Nesmic sort of sweep here with a convex edge, obviously with it being a Bug River, which is most of you will think of as typical for sort of outdoors and traditional outdoors blades, but combined with this modern self-defense almost karambit style handle. So this means that this knife is capable of doing a lot of tasks. At one hand, it can be a utility blade, a woods blade for carving, cutting boxes and skinning, while on the other hand, it can suddenly change to be a very lethal large stitch self-defense weapon. God hopes we don't need it to do that for us, but if such a situation would occur, it obviously could do the job. So how does this combination of woods blade and utility fighter works? Well, in my opinion, it actually works really, really good. And a lot of people, if you watch other YouTube videos will say that it's actually an excellent skinner because of its reversed tanto pointers, makes it easy to open up game without damaging any of the guts and whatever. I'm not a hunter myself, so I can't speak of that. But if you look up other YouTube videos, that's what people would say. And yeah, for me, the design works really, really well as well, because yeah, it's comfortable to hold both in this grip, and you can put the pinky through, and as a more self-defense oriented one. I don't think, what I'm trying to say is that I don't think that that one part compromises the other, so it doesn't drag the knife too much back in the outdoors category that it has this handle, and it doesn't compromise the blade too much in a self-defense manner that it has this blade profile. It can do sort of both. It is not a it's a jack of all trades, masters of none, and that's what I think that this knife does really well. One thing you have to note is hand size, which is important for most blades. Some people actually think this is a little bit thin on the spine. You can see the blade is not very thick, but it has a nice swell here from the contoured handle. Actually, if you have watched some of my earlier videos, I have said I'm very picky about my handles. I like them to fill out on my hands well, so I don't get the feeling of kind of cramping my hand to hold onto the knife. Actually, even though this is a quite thin handle, I don't get that feeling here. I think it fits my hand really, really well, and it doesn't fatigue it in any way. So even though I wear large size gloves, I actually find this knife very comfortable to work with. Obviously, with the handle design, it's not 100% made to you to sit out in the woods and just carve a spoon for 3 hours straight. That will obviously not be comfortable in the length. But obviously you'll probably have yet another knife for doing so. But as an EDC blade, as a blade that is supposed to do most jobs, this is definitely capable of it. So that is my quick thoughts on the JX4 Bushbat. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below. And if you like the video, maybe leave a like and subscribe, because you have the opportunity to become my 4th ever subscriber. How often is it you get an opportunity to become someone's 4th subscriber? In my opinion, not very often. So now you have the chance. Press subscribe, because I have a lot of cool gear coming very, very soon. I'll see you in the next one.